What is up? It's your boy Audie James. We are at the Calgary Flames versus Vegas Golden Knights game, and you are watching Post to Post. Hello and welcome to Post, the channel where we discuss all things hockey and all teams. As you can see, I actually have some Nashville merch now. It was kind of a weird story. I got contacted via email by the local UPS store, and they said, we have this package for you. It's been here for a little bit. We can't deliver because if you order anything from Amazon.com or if you ship anything UPS, then they won't deliver to our P.O. box that we have set up because it's a Canada Post P.O. box, and the couriers won't deliver to it. So they hold it at their store. If they have my email, they let me know, or my number. If they don't, then the package goes abandoned, basically. They consider it abandoned after so long, and then they open it. And that's what happened actually with this hat. The package was there for a while, and the girl there opened it, and she read inside of it the Amazon note that this person had put in here that was directed towards me, and I want to read it. So it says, "Hi, Post to Post. My name is Dustin, and I'm from Alabama. I've been watching your show for a while now. This hat is a gift for all the hard work you do and for making my days better." So Dustin, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. This is, like, as you guys know, this is the first piece of Nashville merch I have. And so Dustin, you've been a huge help to the channel, and I'm so glad that you like the channel as well. It makes your days better. That really means a lot to me. So she opened it, she saw this, and she was confused because, number one, what's Post to Post? And so she did her research. I found who I was online, and then went to the Post to Post Instagram page and noticed that I had linked my personal Instagram page there, found out what my name actually was, and then looked at my friends list, realized that she knew someone that I knew because PEI is small, and contacted them, and they got the package, and I saw them last night because they're one of my best friends, and then I got the package from him last night. So very weird set of circumstances that happened, that went down, but I finally got it. So Dustin, thank you very much. Now, a segue from that is that I was hanging out with that friend last night. We were at Montana's, and if you guys don't know what Montana's is, and the majority of you won't, it's a restaurant. It's Montana themed, I guess. It's kind of like a barbecue restaurant kind of thing. This month in PEI is the PEI Burger Love. If you go to peiburgerlove.ca, you'll see like 85 incredibly delicious burgers, and each one is different. Each restaurant around the island, or each restaurant that wants to enter around the island, creates their own crazy burger, and the population of PEI goes around and tries them and then rates them and stuff. I know it's not hockey related, but go check out the site. Free plug for them. It's a fun event. April is a good time to live in PEI just for Burger Love. So we were out for Burger Love last night, and they have screens and stuff on. So I was watching the beginning of the Tampa game and the beginning of the Boston game. From my seat, I could perfectly see the Tampa game, and I could only kind of see the Boston-Toronto game. So of all of the games that I wanted to watch last night, Boston-Toronto was right up there, and unfortunately I did miss most of that game. However, I'm going to talk about all the games. I'll start with Tampa versus Jersey. So, of the little bit of that game I saw, I didn't watch the whole thing. I probably watched between 15 and 17 minutes of it, some at Montana's, some when I got home. It was an interesting game. It was closer than the first half than I thought it was going to be. I noticed that New Jersey had a lot of trouble clearing the zone, much due to Tampa's relentless puck cycling. They have so many weapons, and they just too many to cover. You could see New Jersey try and cover all these guys, and then boom, Platt is there to put the puck in the net. They just have so many weapons, but they fought hard. They showed some resiliency, and I think it surprised Tampa, to be honest, in the first half of that game. So it's going to be an interesting series moving on, and one that I'm going to enjoy watching of Game 2 for sure. So the Boston-Toronto game, I honestly didn't see very much at all. I really don't have anything to say as far as the play goes, and Toronto fans, you probably don't want me to talk about it anyways because of how it ended due to the score. But what I am going to talk about is the Kadri hit, because I know people want me to talk about it. And I was reading so many comments last night on the Sportsnet video and on Facebook and on Twitter. And my goodness, there are some hardcore people out there. They love to argue. I I know Toronto fans want me to talk about the elbow to Marner's face, but I'm sorry, guys. I honestly believe that it was at the worst a 2-minute penalty and nothing more. And it sucks when I have to say that Boston was the least dirty team last night in that specific play, because I dislike Boston more than I do Toronto. But it was very clear that Kadri's hit was dirty. I don't understand how you can argue that it wasn't. And I know there's Toronto fans out there watching this, and maybe they feel like it wasn't a dirty hit, but I just don't understand how mentally you can see that and say that it wasn't dirty. Don't worry about the elbow to the face of Marner. Don't worry about it. Don't deflect. Don't deflect the hit that Kadri made and talk about the elbow. The elbow doesn't matter. It was a penalty. It was a 2-minute penalty at the most. That's my opinion. It is not even close to being suspension worthy. So I don't want to argue about that in the comments. So let's just leave that elbow situation out of it. I understand that Kadri was trying to protect his teammate, which is good, but that's not. You don't protect your teammate by ramming your butt into someone's head against the boards. That is potentially career-ending, and it was incredibly dangerous and incredibly stupid by Kadri. I don't know how people are defending it. It blows my mind how people are defending that hit. So do I think it's going to get suspended? Do I think he's going to get suspended? Sorry, I do, because Doughty gets suspended. They're trying to send a message. I believe he'll get 1 game, the same as Doughty. It was a careless play. I'm not trying to make Toronto fans feel bad or be down on Toronto. I want Toronto to win this series, but I'm trying to be unbiased here. I really do believe that it was a dirty hit, and if you think otherwise, I'm sorry, but we might not get along on the topic, and we probably shouldn't talk about it, because I really don't want to argue about it. There's my viewpoint. Moving on from that game, because like I said, I didn't really see much of the game. Columbus versus Washington. I mainly watched this game because over the finishing Toronto game and the finishing Tampa game, because it was so close and it was so fast-paced. The hitting was amazing. Columbus was all over Washington at points. Washington was all over Columbus at points. Great goaltending. I felt like Washington was trying to pass the puck a little bit too much. They were giving away the puck, and Columbus was very good at taking away the puck. They showed some resiliency. They went down, they got behind, and then they caught back up. They got behind, they caught back up, and resiliency is the most important thing in the playoffs. To come back in the game, there's nothing more important. You have to be able to do that in the playoffs. You can't just let a lead slip away. You have to keep fighting, and Columbus did that. It was awesome to see. A lot of broken passes from Washington, like I said, but Karlsson played a fantastic game. He got 3 points. I was noticing that he's so confident with the puck as far as breaking up into the neutral zone and into the zone and acting like a forward. And the forwards realize this, that they have the chemistry where they know that Karlsson's going to move up and make that play, and they're okay with dropping back. They're prepared for it. It's clear that they work on this in practice. They're used to it, and it works very well. Karlsson is very underrated for sure. I noticed that Columbus was very opportunistic. It reminded me a lot of Ottawa last year. And I'm not talking about the 1-3-1 system, but the very opportunistic style of play. They kind of sit back a little bit, wait for Washington to make too many passes or make a bad pass, intercept it, and they're off to the races. And they're very opportunistic like that in the neutral zone. And they closed down Ovi. I really didn't feel like Ovi was that much of a factor. He was throwing his weight around a little bit. He did get a few looks, I guess, but I felt like he really wasn't a factor in that game too much. And then that Panarin goal in overtime was remarkable. And it was otherworldly, unbelievable shot. The accuracy was just absolutely remarkable. I felt like at the end of the video, the series preview of Columbus versus Washington, I said, don't sleep on Columbus. And I said that because they've had a very strong last couple of 2 months in the regular season. They are playing strong hockey right now. They are not the underdog in this series. They are not. These two teams are so evenly matched as far as how their seasons went point-wise. There really isn't a favorite in this series just because Washington is in that top of the Metro and Columbus is in that wild card spot. Columbus isn't a wild card team. And Washington isn't really a top of the Metro type of team. It was a weird season as far as the Metro went. So I really feel like this could go either way. I still do feel like Washington's going to win the series, but don't sleep on Columbus. I wouldn't be surprised if they did win. Moving on to the next game, Nashville versus Colorado. I don't think anyone could have predicted Colorado scoring the first goal. They did, and it was so funny to see, it was Zadorov, I think, score the goal, and he started to celebrate, and then he kind of stopped. He was like looking around like, am I allowed to celebrate? No one thought we were going to score the first goal, and then they all kind of got together in front of the bench there, the Nashville bench, and they were kind of all doing the same thing. Like, should we celebrate? Like, I'm not sure what's going on. It was comical to see, but great to see Colorado do that, get out to an early lead. But then Nashville fought back. They scored, and then Colorado scored right back. And so they showed some resiliency. That's very impressive from Colorado. I enjoyed that a lot. But Nashville showed their experience, showed their resiliency, showed their depth, and really shut down Colorado throughout the majority of the game. Although Colorado did have quite a bit of looks on Pekka Rinne. I think Pekka Rinne was a bit fooled on that first shot. He took his confidence down a little bit. That's not a shot that should have went in. So it's good to see that he rebounded from that and shut the door of the rest of the game, basically. But it was very clear throughout the majority of the game how deep Nashville is, specifically up through the middle, although they weren't that great in the faceoff circle last night, which I would not have predicted. The last game, Anaheim versus San Jose, I watched this game in its entirety. I was up very late, 2 nights in a row. I'm still alive. Yes. I went to bed last night at like 3 a.m., I think, or something like that. But Gibson and Jones were great. Both made spectacular saves at different points of the game. Every single period goaltending was great. San Jose depth was extremely apparent. They do this play on the power play and even not on the power play. And their defensive core is so smart, especially Burns. Burns has a great shot. He knows exactly where to shoot the puck when he's on the back end. Sometimes he throws it towards the net, but a lot of the times he doesn't. San Jose likes to do these things where they keep their wingers wide, and they'll have a defenseman move into the middle of the ice, and that defenseman looks for the wingers, and both wingers will cut in like this. And when they do, Burns will, instead of shooting the puck at the net, he'll take it off to the side, and they love to tip that. The wingers love to tip that on the way through towards the net, so they're making like basically a diamond shaped, and it freaking works. And they're so good at it. You can tell they practice it. And I had this conversation with someone during the game last night because I noticed it. I'm like, they keep doing this and it keeps working, and Anaheim's having trouble with it. And the person said, it's funny you mentioned that because the American broadcast, they actually talked about this about 10 minutes ago. So I'm glad that other people were noticing it as well. So deep. They really showed their depth last night. Kane had an amazing game, his first playoff game. They've always said that he's built for the playoffs. Looked like he was last night for sure. I want to see game 2 from him. But yeah, it was pretty good. I thought the reffing was terrible. I felt bad because I'm sitting there cheering for San Jose. They're my second favorite team, and I don't like to say, I hesitate to say too many nice things about San Jose because I don't want to sound biased, because I am cheering for them. They're my second favorite team, and that probably frustrates San Jose fans quite a bit because they don't get to hear as many good things about their team as some of the other teams that I talk about. But I'm so scared of sounding biased that sometimes I'm overcritical of the teams that I cheer for, Montreal and San Jose. But I really did think San Jose played well. But the reffing, I felt, was really one-sided, and I felt bad because there was multiple times where I felt San Jose should have got a penalty and they didn't. And then there were times when Anaheim did get a penalty and I felt like they shouldn't. Specifically, there was one point where I think they were down 3-0, and Perry kind of just slowly ran into the goalie during a whistle. It wasn't that bad. There was a big scuffle after that, and punches were thrown by both teams, and there was one penalty of the whole thing. It was Perry for roughing. I didn't understand it. I don't know how he was the only person to get a penalty. I understand that the refs are trying to send a message and stuff, but the team's down 3-0, and you're going to give San Jose another power play. I just felt it was unfair. I felt that it wasn't. You can't do that in the playoffs. I think you have to give them matching minors there. I didn't feel like it was fair. I felt bad as a San Jose fan that Anaheim had to deal with that kind of crappy reffing last night. And I know that some San Jose fans might disagree with me, but I think you have to agree that it was pretty clear that reffing was one-sided last night. But anyways, if you want to disagree, that's fine. But I wanted New Jersey to win. They lost. I wanted Toronto to win. They lost. I wanted Washington to win. They lost. I wanted Nashville to win. They won. I wanted San Jose to win. They won. So it was a good end to the night, not a great start to the night as far as my wants. My predictions: I predicted Tampa to win. They won. I predicted Boston to win. They won. I predicted Washington to win. They lost. I predicted Nashville to win. They won. I predicted Anaheim to win. They lost. So, and my predictions in the first night all came true. So, I'm doing better than I am worse, but I'm still not perfect. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say for today. I'm going to be watching some of the games tonight. I'm not sure if I'm going to have a chance tomorrow to film a recap video, but I'm hoping I am, because I do enjoy talking about the games that happen. And I tweeted out a picture last night of my setup, and I was watching 3 games at once, and I was waiting for another one to start, and I was tracking some stats on another monitor, and people seem to enjoy that. So that's how I watch my games. If you're not on Twitter, if you missed that, go check out that tweet from me, and I'll be doing the same thing tonight. Again, just thanks to Dustin a lot for this hat. Absolutely love it. So pumped that I have some Nashville merch, and there is a jersey on the way, I think. So excited to get that. Excited to rep it and show some respect towards the Nashville fans who have been waiting so long to see a Nashville jersey on this channel. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hope you got to watch lots of hockey last night. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.